Hi everyone, it's Kara
and Amanda.
We have our Christmas mugs and we have our onesies on, and last but not least, we're sitting by an open fire.
Makeshift open fire.
A YouTube fire.
Yes.
So we're just gonna hang out here and wait for people to join us.
But do you want to explain how tonight's gonna go in the meantime?
Yes, so obviously those of you that have watched the last couple videos, we just both kind of answered questions randomly that people would send in, and then obviously live video questions. Tonight we each got separate questions, and so we're asking each other the questions that we received without each other having any time to prepare or research answers. And on then on the fly, and then where's the candy cane? Then we also have this, which we're thinking about using but not using. But sometimes we overtalk each other, so we were like, well, if one of us has a candy cane, then we get the turn to talk. So we're just going to set it right here until it becomes an issue. So we probably will use it.
It'll be
but
our fault.
Yeah, we both just love to talk. Yeah. Reindeer and elf, yeah. Oh, yeah, so reindeer, obviously Rudolph.
It's like
and she
Santa Claus. I don't know, one of these actually lights up. The other one's supposed to.
Yeah.
See?
It's really cute on. It's really cute on. So anyway, we're going to get started because we have a lot of questions tonight, and then obviously all the ones that are still coming in that we want to answer. So everybody have their beverage ready? Ready for questions with Amanda and Kara?
No, it's not your mother's advice.
With Amanda and Kara? Okay.
All right, who gets to go first?
You do. Obviously, no.
Me first?
Yeah.
Yay! Okay. So someone wrote in and said, my girlfriend has 2 of her exes on her Facebook, and it bothers me. I want to talk to her about it, but I want to know if I'm justified or if I'm just being paranoid.
I'll take the cane. For me, it kind of depends, because I have exes on my Facebook that it just didn't work out, and we're just friends, and there was no real feelings there. But I'd say if you spent a decent amount of time with somebody, or you were married to them, and you get a divorce, or you split up, then I think an ex is an ex for a reason. I think in the past, if you think about our parents, my mom and dad, grandparents years ago, you break up with somebody and you never speak to them again, really, unless you call them on your landline or run into them at Albertsons or something. So there's no point. What is the point of keeping somebody on your Facebook if they're an ex? I guess for me, it's not an insecurity issue, but if there was feelings there once, there's still feelings there, And that's why when we answered on our first video, I said just totally removing everything from me is how I deal with it. So I would say, in short, that if there was a serious thing there, he's totally justified in bringing it up. And if he already feels a certain way, he has to listen to how he feels and be able to talk about it. Even if she's not doing anything wrong, she should listen to him. But if it was just dates or something, then I think it's really not a big deal. But that's just me.
All right, your question. You have a question now.
What is an appropriate gift for my new girlfriend? I want to show her that I really like her and I'm serious about her, but not scare her away.
Did they say how new?
You need the cane.
Sorry. Did they say how new or?
No.
Okay.
New girlfriend. So that could be. How new? It really just depends.
I think girls really get inundated with gifts jewelry, candles,
yeah,
bath and body stuff, and clothes, which is nice.
Underwear.
I'm not complaining about it at all, but if you want to show that you're serious about her and that you really care and you want to be different, get her something that's an experience. Even something as small as movie tickets, so it's hey, we're gonna do this together, or a little overnight trip somewhere, or to your favorite concert together. Focus on experiences, not things.
You are so smart.
Oh, thanks. Okay, so next one is for you.
Okay.
What is the appropriate level of drunkenness at a family event? You got invited to their family event, let's say for a New Year's party or something.
Who's the friend? Hypothetically,
it's just your friend, maybe high school buddy or whatever. You're good friends, but then it's they invited you to their family event too.
Who you've never met.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for me, I would just gauge off of other people, because I've been to social gatherings where people are just like sipping on their champagne. Their same glass of champagne for like hours.
How do you do that?
And I'm thinking like...
It gets warm.
Yeah, it's there to drink, is my opinion.
Yeah.
But at the same point, I'm like, well, I've also been to parties where like the grandparents were passed out. So it's just, you just kind of got to, I guess, gauge the crowd. And
that's smart.
I mean, obviously, if it's New Year's, you're going to have fun and drink and things like that. But, hello. But I feel like you don't want to like pass out or like be throwing up or make like a total fool of yourself at your friend's family.
Maybe get slightly less than a white girl wasted.
Yeah, like dial it down from that level, and that's where I would go with it.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
good answer.
Okay. Do you think social media is the ultimate downfall of relationships, and does it make monogamy impossible?
I think social media really does harm relationships. Like we talked about the first question, where it's like, people still have exes on there sometimes, and they still have that easy contact with them, and it gives their exes a window into their life, and really anyone a window into your life. And it just makes you have so many more like options, almost, it feels like. And then also you have people that really want a lot. Like, let's say you have one person that wants to be on social media like all the time, like they want to post anything and everything, and they want to check in everywhere they go. And then you have another person who only has social media to stay in contact with friends and family, and they maybe post like a couple times a year. So then you come into this
our fire just died. Hang on.
You come into this scenario. That's so weird. Okay, so you come into this scenario where you have one person that's here and one person that's here. And so you have to find a way to compromise in the middle. Otherwise, I've been in situations where it does cause fights. So there's a lot of ways social media can be difficult on a relationship.
Can I hold the cane?
Yes, hold the candy cane.
I feel, just to add in a bit, I think you have to be really open and honest about your feelings on social media, because everybody sees it differently. Mm-hmm. And I think making sure that the person you're with, like, I understand not everybody wants to post all day long about their relationship and who they're with. And, some people do constantly, but others don't. I think that the person shouldn't feel like they're a secret. So even if like once a month you guys go do something and you check in, or you share something on his or her wall, just to like let it be known, or even do like a profile picture, I think that's fair. And I think if somebody comes to you with an insecurity or issue about social media, they've obviously been through something that's caused them to think that, and you have to realize where they're coming from. And I think a lot of people will say how they feel about it, and then their partner says they're jealous or they're being insecure, they have nothing to worry about. But that doesn't help. Like, you already know you're being that way, but you feel that way for a reason, Yeah. So I don't think that it's totally killed monogamy. I think monogamy is a choice. But years ago, like like my grandpa or my dad even, like, go to work, maybe go somewhere on the way home. But like, if you meet a woman, what are you going to do? Be like, call me on my landline. My wife's going to answer. Like, not that it's okay to be like, here's my cell phone number, but it's a lot easier. But there again, it was a choice. Like, my dad's always been faithful to my mom. And, my grandparents were, and I just think it's a choice, no matter how easy it is. You're either going to do it or you're not. So I don't think it's impossible. Yeah. I think it's probably more difficult. Would you like the king?
So the next question for Kara. So someone else wrote in, he's a single guy, and he has nowhere to really go on Christmas. He doesn't have any family in town, and he doesn't have a lot of friends in the area. And also, like, not many people really go to their friends' family Christmas morning, kind of event. So he's wondering, what should he do for Christmas by himself, essentially?
Every other year I don't have my kids, because my ex and I made a choice that it's better for the kids to be able to enjoy the full holiday experience at each place every other year, despite it sucks for me and it sucks for him on the years he doesn't have them. But for me, like, the years I don't, my parents went to Whitefish, Montana one year. So I had like nobody here. So, go on a little getaway by yourself, get a hold of all of your friends and see what they're up to. Obviously, Christmas morning is kind of out, but maybe go to a holiday party with them. Or there's always the option of giving back. Like, everybody likes to give back. And on Christmas, what a better day. If you have no plans, go work at the food bank, or, volunteer at a shelter, or do something to give back to the community. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
What's my question now?
Right. Hold on. Okay, let's hold on a second. People are getting refills.
Hold on, I need more wine. Hold, please. Filling up on Fireball.
We are, by the way, drinking, I'm drinking, like, sparkling pink champagne. Amanda's drinking...
I'm drinking Omission. It's actually a gluten-free beer. Because I try to be gluten-free as much as possible to help my tummy. And this is the best gluten-free beer that I have found. Okay, he's back.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, next question. My boyfriend is not romantic. How can I get him to see what I need and understand where I'm coming from? He's an amazing guy. He's a great father. I absolutely am so in love with him, but we are really lacking in the romance department. When I try and speak to him, he disregards how I'm feeling.
So it sounds like you've tried to talk to him about it. I think the best thing to do is together go on to and Google search the 5 love languages. There's a book actually written by Gary Chapman, and everyone feels and shows love in 5 different ways generally. And maybe he has a different love language than you, like you, or not you, but this person who asked the question.
Right.
Maybe they need that romance and, that type of love shown to them, but then the other person wants to show it a different way. So the other person might be showing love in just the way that they don't feel it. So I would suggest going on that site together, and you can take the quiz and you can find out what your love languages are and then talk about them, and it kind of gives you tips and ideas of how to grow stronger in a relationship once you figure out what your love languages are. It's really important to know those. That'd be my best advice.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, and just maybe, like, I feel like men are visual, so for me, I would, like, love languages obviously is going to deepen the relationship, but maybe send, like, some pictures of things that I would want, so you can visually connect. Go ahead. Sparkling pink champagne is the best thing in the world, Thomas. It is.
It is.
That's really good.
Someone also wrote in and said, what would you consider an instant deal breaker if you were to start dating somebody?
Like before we date, or say we're just dating.
Like right before, or like you just started dating him and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, hold the brakes, like deal breaker.
If they were a smoker regularly, that would be it for me.
Yeah.
If they didn't like kids or weren't into their family, and then obviously if they didn't like tacos.
Tacos, yes. I'm so glad you brought
We're not even going to talk again. Like, if you don't like tacos, what is the point?
Something is wrong with someone that doesn't like tacos.
More than smoking, actually.
Yeah, if someone didn't like tacos, I'd be like,
who are you?
We're not
Where
friends.
Are you from? Yeah.
We are not friends.
Yeah. So those are the things. And then obviously all the other ones everybody thinks lying and all that stuff. But
yeah, the normal things, but out of those things.
Out of those, that's it. Duly noted.
Yes.
Okay. So here's one.
If you...
What?
Nothing.
Where's the candy cane? Hold on. I found it. So what do you do when you randomly get dick pics? Dad? Earmuffs. I mean, what do you do? I know what I do. So for me, I guess for me,
that would cut me off.
Okay. What do you do? I mean, I know. I feel like I know the answer, but you should answer it.
Yes. If you have any kids with you right now, just give us like a minute and then they can come right back.
Just like 15 seconds.
Yes. Okay.
Or like a minute.
So,
yeah.
Here's what I do. Because it happens sometimes. Like, sometimes you ask for it and it's like, you're kind of at that point where like, okay, whatever. But sometimes in like certain moments, like it's warranted.
Yeah.
But sometimes people send them randomly and unwarranted. So,
Literally.
What I like to do is pull that picture into the edit mode and draw all over it. Give it a top hat, give it a monocle, give it some arms and legs, turn it into Mr. Peanut, and then I send it back to him. And then usually that nips it in the bud.
That's a good answer, I think. So that's funny. But for me, I would say, like, it's like instantly blocking. Okay, if somebody just randomly sends you a dick pic, like, I will open up Messenger occasionally and there it is. Like, Bam.
There it is.
And so I just usually am like, block. Or like that one time. Did you see that one time? This one time I told the guy, he like kept doing stuff, and I was just like telling him that I had 3 husbands and a wife at home, and he's like, "Where you from, girl?" And I was like, "Japan." And yeah, I was like, my family migrated over here when I was 6, and he was just like, "No way." And so then it just kind of went on and on and on. So that was kind of funny, but normally I just block it because I don't want to see that. It's not for me, especially randomly. Yeah. Or just draw pictures. Like either ways, it's a good idea. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so next question.
What's next?
It's getting back to family friendly now. I promise.
Yep. Yeah.
Someone else wrote in and said they're kind of at their rope or end of the rope with knowing what to do. They feel like they have a very difficult spouse that just nags and nags and nags, to put it nicely. And nothing is ever good enough. Like, they try to help make sure the house is spotless, and they make a ton of money to like help with that, and they help with the kids, and like they do all the things that they can do to hopefully appease this spouse that's always just angry at them for they don't know why. Just nags. So what do you do about that?
Wow, that's like a 4-part question.
I know, it's a big question, and it sounds super not fun.
Well, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of people start to complain about little things when there's like something that's like not being dealt with. So like maybe this gal, it's a wife or it's a husband. Obviously it's a wife because
they wanted to be anonymous.
Oh,
so
okay.
I kind of left it gender neutral.
So maybe it's a wife. We'll just say it's a girl, and she's complaining and nagging all the time, but it's obviously stemming from something else. I feel like maybe he's not understanding other things she's complaining about. So then it's like all of these things are starting to compile and get bigger than they need to be. At the same point, I've found that like some people are just unhappy. Like you literally can't do anything to make them happy. So it could be that as well. But I feel like obviously they aren't communicating effectively. So, I mean, if they're married, maybe they should think about going to counseling and learning how to do that. Obviously, nobody wants to hear that they suck at life every day. That's never good to hear. So communicate. And if you can't, then learn how, especially after that long. Like they should be able to talk things out. And I think some people don't. I know. I think so are you. But yeah, I think it sucks because people get in relationships and it's always so great, and then they get married and they all, and like a lot of people I know are like really happy, which is awesome. And then there's other people that you hear like that are just like negative and miserable and unhappy, and like that's so sad because I feel like if you finally meet the person you want to marry, like you should be like mostly happy most of the time and feel appreciated and lucky and all that. But that's just, I'm not married, so I don't know what it's really like.
Yeah, we give really good advice. We just suck at taking it. So.
Yeah, I mean, run. I say run. Yeah.
And then if you've tried everything, then you know, like if you know from the bottom of your heart that you feel like you've tried everything, then screw it. Run. Yeah. Have a drink.
I think that the person you're with should make you happier, even if I get like everybody has bad days, clearly. But I feel like majority of the time they should make your life better and like add to it and make you feel like you're doing a good job, It's not acceptable. Absolutely not. Okay, so this last question here, and then we'll just open up to live questions.
Yeah, so start thinking of your questions.
This is a joint question, even though we both have answered pretty much every question, but this is important. Is 86 roosters too many decorations in a kitchen?
Like, their decorations are all roosters?
Like 86 rooster decorations in a kitchen. Is that too much?
Well, first of all, how big is this kitchen? Because that's a lot. To fit 86 roosters in there?
That I don't know.
That's a lot of...
But I also wonder, are they living on a farm? Maybe they're... If you're living on a farm, I would say no, because it goes with the theme.
I guess, but 86.
That's a lot.
Damn.
That is a lot. But I mean, some people collect, like, porcelain and, like, little figurines.
I think that's what they're talking about.
Well, okay, maybe she's a collector.
Why?
Maybe she is a farmer collector.
Why, though?
I don't know.
It's so psychotic.
It really depends on how big the kitchen is and if they live on a farm. Like, if they don't live on a farm, then I wouldn't totally understand why.
What about the other farm animals, though? Like, all lives are equal and worth being represented in a kitchen.
Absolutely. So, obviously, there's real no answer to that. It's a silly question. But it really was asked. And we
Say
had
some.
another one come in, actually.
I love silly questions.
This is someone that has obviously been in my mother's house.
So there's other psycho people with 86 roosters in their kitchen. So it's really a thing.
Does anybody have any questions? Rick, go ahead and ask. I know you're dying to. Rick sent me a question earlier, but he's going to ask it right now. So I think this candy cane is from last year.
Don't eat it.
Because I've tried to break it in half like multiple times and just eat it, but
it's gonna be soggy and taste like perfume.
What is your most favorite Christmas tradition?
So Rick asked, what's your favorite Christmas tradition? Well, Kara knows she doesn't. I don't like Christmas. Yeah. Like, this is already a lot for me. Like, this is a big step. I promised Kara that I would try to enjoy Christmas this year. Mm-hmm. And I feel like
she really is kind of enjoying it.
I haven't complained about it once yet. Yeah. My favorite Christmas tradition is drinking at my parents' house and then leaving as soon as possible. No, actually, my parents, every single year, my mom has a book for the grandkids, which at first was just my kids, and Scrooge. And every single year, she records the boys, just saying a quick little clip of, like, what they, like, learned that year, or something, just like a yearly recording from the boys. And we listened to them not too long ago, and it was super cute to hear their voices change from, like, the time that Caden could barely talk and he was 2. Yeah. And then, like, every single year his voice has just gotten a little bit different every single year. It's so cute.
I feel like I have to go get something really quick. He's talking about me. I'll be right back. I have to go get my favorite tradition.
Okay. Said, if you have a good friend who you think is a really good friend and they make a bet with you to decorate your house, and a few months later, no matter how nicely you ask, they still aren't helping,
we'll answer that in a minute. I will deal with that. Okay. So my favorite tradition would be 2 things. This right here I've had since I was, I don't know, my parents are watching, so maybe they could comment, but pretty much born. And so you just move the mouse every day and get a piece of candy, and it makes you look forward. It's a little advent calendar that my grandma made.
Oh, it's so cute.
Our kids took all the candy out. That's why there's no candy. But we're going to refill it. So that is something as a kid I always looked forward to. My mom would hang that up. And then obviously my kids use it now. And then I would say as a mom, my new favorite tradition is every year, usually the weekend before Christmas, my girls and I get our Christmas pajamas on. And we go get cocoa. And then we go drive around and look at Christmas lights. And then usually go to a late Christmas movie every year. And I love doing that with them. Yeah, probably my favorite thing, yeah. And then Thomas asked a stupid question, but if you have a friend who you think is really a good friend and they make you a bet with you to decorate their house, and a few minutes later, no matter how nicely you ask, they still aren't helping, what should you do? First of all, I think that your friend probably tried to help when she went to IKEA with you to pick out decorations.
Are you that friend?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you didn't buy anything. And you didn't know what you wanted. You didn't like measure or take pictures or anything. So that's the difference. And then 2, you live a long ways away. So it's like, it's a whole plan for me to get there. And I don't know. I think that you need better friends.
You should make her pay you back in a different way. Because Christmas is almost over, and it's probably just, you should wait till the next holiday. Like,
I think so. Yeah. I think next year would be better for me, actually.
Let's reschedule this whole Christmas decorating.
We didn't actually put, like, a time, per se. We were just like, if you lose, you have to do this. If you lose, you have to do that.
But she didn't say this Christmas, did she?
Or even at all. I didn't say, like, this year. I was like, oh, I will do that.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technicalities.
One other question we had. This actually wasn't really, like, I don't think it was an actual question, but I feel like maybe it might have been. So, if you have kids in the room, set them out for a second. But if you have bigger, the needing new friends part, Tom, is that what you're talking about? If you have bigger boobs and they're starting to go downward negatively,
gravity is taking its toll.
Yes. So one person was saying maybe Botox would lift them up. Would Botox lift them up?
Nope. Botox is basically botulism. It's a bacteria that's meant to paralyze your nerve, and so it's used for wrinkles.
It's like this.
It's not going to physically lift anything up. It's just
your eyebrows.
It's not going to lift them up, though. It's just going to keep them really from wrinkling. It's just going to, like, make you have no expression. So, no, it wouldn't lift anything up.
Would not lift boobs up.
No. There's other things for that, though.
That's a really good question.
But not Botox.
Not Botox. I think you'd need a lot of Botox. Like, that'd be a lot.
Hi, sis.
I don't know who that is. So, anybody have any more questions? Not sure who that is. It might be the Fireball. One more question. You guys are going to wind up being a national live show.
That's what we're trying to do.
Thanks. So that's the plan. We got to get going on our YouTube a little bit more, and we're just trying to get more followers right now. The goal is to get to 2,000, and then we'll, like, go onto YouTube and things like that. And we'll have apparel soon. And we really want to be on Ellen and our onesies. Actually, I do, but she'd come with me.
I need a different onesie. This one is, like, really big on me.
I'll be honest. I went to Fred Meyer earlier because we were going to wear onesies.
Okay,
and my other onesie, like, it's not Christmassy. And so I went to Fred Meyer, and I fell in love with this Rudolph one. I love Rudolph.
It looks really good on her, too.
But the problem is like, they had a small or a larger, extra large, and I'm a medium. So I was like, well, I'll just get a small because I'm, I want to move down, not up. But I forgot, like, how tall I am. So, like, the small, it's like, I can't even, like, move in this right now. But,
So, remember you posted the other day that you saw a really good example of a woman tearing another woman down. But before you get to that, like we were talking about, we want to have a lot more followers, and we want to make this a bigger thing because, we love getting all these questions in. And we need you guys. Like, we can't just come up with these on our own. We can't think of enough to really keep this going. If we had to, we couldn't even. And so we need you to message into the page, or message Kara to her page, or message my page, and, give us your questions. You can be anonymous. We don't have to say your name. Or Not Your Mother's Advice page at gmail.com. That's the email for it. And, tag your friends, spread the word to your friends, put it in your groups, like, just take the link and pop it in there and say, you've got to check these girls out.
And no, I didn't forget how tall I was. What happened was I was sitting there in Fred Meyer, and I was like, I'll just try on the top half, because I just need to make sure, like, this part will go on. So I, like, put my top in it, and then, but when I got home and I started to zip it up, I was like, whew, it's really short. So
yeah, what example did you see the other day?
Okay, so I was on Facebook the other day. It was on...
it was Saturday. It was when you went on that bus thing.
Okay, it was Saturday, actually. There was these people, these two girls that I know that were out, like, on a holiday party, and they were posting a bunch of pictures of themselves, which is fine because they looked beautiful, and I would be posting pictures too. And they're really excited. And then at the end of the night, like, not even the night, probably like 10, I checked Facebook, and the girl posted, thank you. The girl posted a picture of her in her dress, and she's like, thank God that we came here to this formal, and we actually dressed for the occasion. And she's like, it's almost embarrassing how many people are here in Walmart dresses. And I was like, it's like, I deleted her. First of all, I was like, you're rude. But I don't even think it's a big deal. Like, I don't love how Walmart treats people, but why does it matter how much you spend on a dress? And honestly, if you're going to brag about it, you look like an idiot, because you probably spent hundreds of dollars, right, for Christmas, on yourself. And maybe some of these gals are, like,
on a budget.
I've had, like, times years ago where I couldn't even afford to buy, like, milk, let alone a dress. They're on a budget, and they did the best they could. And I just thought, like, I was like, ugh, I just wanted to gag. I thought it was so rude. And I literally was just like all these comments, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be rude. I'm just going to nicely delete her. And if she asks me, I'll just say we have, obviously different priorities.
Yeah.
But that was my example, because we deal with that all the time. I feel like we post a picture and people just, like, pull it apart or pull us apart. And yeah.
I'm on a budget.
You're on a budget? I'm on a budget.
Yeah, I think all of us are, really, like...
100%. And it's Christmas time. All of us moms are on a budget.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Do you guys have any other questions?
Amber, ask a question.
Throw some out there. We won't be on here too much longer, but also I thought of something. did I tell you my cool mom hack for when you have like really young kids?
No.
And it's like a budget hack for Christmas. Okay, so when you have young kids, like 1 or 2 years old, for Christmas, they don't really know if the presents they're opening are new. Like, they just...
I love her!
They just like opening the presents, right?
Yeah.
So if they haven't played with some toys for a while,
Absolutely.
wrap them up. They don't know the difference. So save some money and re-gift their own toys to them. Maybe buy them a few other things too, but like, they just want to open things.
Or, if we're being honest about saving.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, there was a couple years, well, let's see. Years ago, I was totally broke. I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I had 4 jobs, no car. I was taking both kids on the bus everywhere I went. And that year, I had, like, no money. So, obviously, my family helped out a lot and they got them presents and stuff. But I just did one thing they need, one thing they want, and then one thing homemade. And actually, that was one of our best Christmases we've ever had. And so, I mean, kids don't need a ton. It's like, I feel like sometimes I even will, like, go overboard, you know, and just need a few things for them, and that they should appreciate it. And actually, that's a good lesson for them because kids start to feel like they're entitled and things like that, you know?
Yeah.
I stay on a budget because I took Financial Peace with Dave Ramsey years ago.
Yeah.
And I used to be like really bad with budgeting my money. And then I took that class and that's helped me a lot. I go over my bank statement every month and I have like different categories and I always try and beat myself the next month, or like I'll pick one to save money from. And it's almost like kind of like a game now. And then I also read this thing on Facebook a couple years ago and I've been doing it. You save your fives. So I typically don't spend $5 bills. I save them. And that helps me too.
Carol said, I gave my kids toys from the attic that used to be mine one year. Yeah, I mean, great.
Get out of here, kids feel entitled. Inslee wants to say hi really quick.
Yeah.
She had to leave the room for the
For like 2 questions.
one question.
You want to say hi?
No.
No.
Okay, she says no now, but she's
Just
sitting
kidding.
literally right here watching. So, anyway, yeah, I feel like a lot of kids feel entitled.
They do.
You have to teach them not to be, which is hard as a mom.
Well, these Christmas onesies are like, I'm like sweating right now. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am like
so
sweating
hot.
so much.
Me
Like, it's like a furnace.
Is it like the hot? What?
Thomas.
Yeah.
So,
Want
I
to say hi,
think,
Thomas? He's right here. Say hi.
say hi. Hi. I think we gotta wrap it up because
Yeah.
I'm like,
We're dying.
I'm dying.
It's completely hot in here.
Like, in case you hadn't seen me doing like this number.
Anyway, so we're getting like 80 followers a day right now. So hopefully we'll be up to 2,000 very soon, and then we'll be transferring over to YouTube, and we'll just share that onto the page, obviously.
There's Rick.
Oh, he said knock knock.
Knock knock. Knock knock. You're supposed to say who's there.
No, thanks.
Okay.
Your voice is so cute.
Love it. All right. She doesn't want to say who's there. So, okay. Well, we will probably Thursday again?
I thought, were we gonna try for Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
We haven't done a Wednesday yet.
We're going to do a Wednesday.
Yes. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
We love
thank you
you
for
all.
supporting. Thank you for the questions. We need more questions.
You're adorable.
No, you're
Rick.
adorable.
Look, now that we're gonna end, we have more people watching.
I know.
Dang it, people. Well, you'll just have to rewatch the video.
Start over.
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
Bye.
Bye.